Hello, Leroy Horns here, and this is Leroy Weekly, episode 3. This is where I round up my week, let you know what's been going on. I guess it's a vlog. Yeah. Oh dear, I've become a vlogger. Well, if you can call that three episodes in. Anyway, this week has been a little bit of a disaster, maybe. I've failed, I think, a bit this week. But, I mean, that's only one way to look at it. More on that in a minute. As always, we're going to start these episodes off with some improvisation. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. So that was that little riff kind of popped into my head just while I was warming up, and I thought I'd explore it a bit then. Still a bit nervous sometimes about exploring ideas live. I guess that's what improvisation is. Often we're exploring those ideas over a tune that we know really well. Obviously when it's just a melody like that, it's literally just seeing what comes out. Sometimes fall over myself. My brain and my fingers don't keep up. I mean, in an ideal world, you'd kind of get the brain out of the picture, I guess. But, well, it's a work in progress, isn't it, my brain? So this week, yeah, like I say, it kind of crashed out a bit. At the end of last episode, I remember announcing I'm going to have the ending for 2 tunes finished by the next episode. And then the week happened, and I didn't quite get there. And, well, in my head, I was like, oh, God. And I don't want to end up sitting here moaning all the time, because actually, everything's going really well, really, when you look at it. So, yeah, how to explain all that? Well, this week, we moved back. This week, kind of trying to get in the flow of it all again, really. I guess moving back into the studio, I'll be going back to nursery. It's all kind of brought us back into how we used to live. And all my old habits started flooding back in. My old procrastinations. I think I watched more films on Netflix than I have done in the whole of lockdown, purely because I had time at home on my own when I could. Yeah, so that was a bit weird to be like, I've done really well to battle these little procrastinations and my little kind of the little obstacles I put in front of myself, really. And then, yeah, zooming back into the studio and back into nursery and supposedly more time to myself, which I've been really looking forward to. And then just like, what happened to all those things we'd worked so hard to put in place over lockdown? Well, it's good because it's just made me think about making sure those bits of lockdown that I really enjoyed, that we ate so healthily during lockdown and did loads of exercise and learnt so many new things. Daily meditation almost. Not daily, I mean every other day maybe. I don't want to make myself sound like I did better than I actually did. I think probably stuck to meditation maybe 3 times a week, let's say. Breathing exercise is the same. It's really good. But now we've flung back in slightly into our busy lives, just minus the gigs for me. I seem to have lost some of that. So this week's been all about taking stock and making sure I don't lose those lovely things completely. And then also made me realise, hold on a minute, let's just celebrate the wins, because like I said a minute ago, I don't want to sit here and whinge about all the things I didn't achieve. That's okay, get over it. I didn't finish 2 tunes this week, but we did release a new single with Ken, Diamond C, on Chiba Chiba Records. That came out last week, but we're sort of pushing it this week. So that's really cool to get into listening to that again. And then that made me realise of all the tunes I did finish with other people during lockdown, which I'm going to share with you now, I think. So basically, as far as my original music goes, this week, this is about all I did. This is quite funny. I made a visual representation of how the end of that one that's still called Late Snare is going to go. I don't know if you can even see that from there. If I hold it up for long enough, maybe I'll be able to do a little zoom into it in post-production. We'll see. But yeah, I kind of had fun drawing how I wanted it to sound. As a little idea, I remember seeing in an episode of Classical Goldie. Does anyone remember that? Watching that on BBC? It turned out one of his mentors, I didn't really realise at the time, I've now got really into. Anna Meredith was one of his mentors. I'm so into Anna Meredith music over this last year, I guess. But yeah, that's just a little way I can see that going. I've just drawn jagged little lines where I want things to get chaotic, and which lines I want to carry on, and where there's going to be a big stop and stuff like that. Probably means nothing to anybody else, but at least that gives me somewhere to work from. But yeah, so celebrating where I've got to with some other tunes. So I'm going to play you some tunes that I finished with some guys from Sweden called Bow and Arrow Records. And over lockdown, it was quite interesting to spend time talking to somebody over Instagram. We used to video message each other, talking about the developments of the tracks and the lines and things. And it's really interesting to get an insight on what was going on in another country, how their government was dealing with lockdown. And now, of course, maybe opinions have changed. The news comes out, I don't really know. It's probably high time I had another catch up with Carl and see how they're all getting on. So I think we're going to turn the rest of this week's episode into a bit of a dance party. I'm gonna play you some little snippets of the tunes I finished with Bow and Arrow Records. Just some little snippets. I don't want to get into trouble by playing the whole tunes before they're released. So get up and get ready to dance. I'm going to turn the speakers on. Let's turn the speakers on. I'll take these headphones off. So this first one is called Ethio Roots. That's all you're getting. Oh, I'm a tease. So that one's called Ethio Roots, and this one I really enjoyed hearing that real aggressive solo. I think I remember that feeling so good to play that at the time, with all those multiphonics and stuff and squeaks. It's such fun to play the saxophone like that. And not everyone's into it, so when you send back a solo like that and you get the thumbs up, it's a good feeling. All right. So the next one is called Vibes Master. Here we go. And that's all you get on that one too. But there's some dub. So heavy. For those guys who've got some serious analog gear out there, the reverb unit is huge. It's a massive box about this big. I thought it was a rotary Leslie cameras. Anyway, dance. Okay. Let me turn the speakers off. Boom, back in the room. So they're really exciting. So it's really exciting that they're finished. Those ones. Each version's got so many dubs as well to pick from. That's going to be part of a release in the future. I'm not sure when yet. There's still one more we did together that's going to be mixed, so I'll keep you up to date. You'll know about that when it comes out. But it's really good to enjoy them again. I haven't had much time to dive into those mixes, so to dive into them and pick a few bits to share with you guys and have a dance. I hope you all got up and had a dance. Did you get up and have a dance? Is anybody listening in their kitchen while they're making their dinner? Who knows? Let me know. So that's all I've got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this week. We are going to finish up by playing one. It's another. If you watched last week, you'll know that I found some old ideas that I'd written on an app on my phone during the Resonators tour, and I pulled one of those up again. If you caught some of the last Barnacles gigs, we'd actually started playing this one with Barnacles, but I've decided I'm going to make a full sort of digital produced version as well. I'm going to play. I'm just going to play the basic simple idea to you at the moment, and then you can see where it develops from there over the coming weeks. So this one has a name. Let me pull this back in. This one has a name. It's called New Blues. It was called New Blues for Haikus at one point because of this Kerouac thing I'd heard. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's was supposed to be sort of minor bluesy, but anyway, stop talking. I'm going to play it. Let me know what you think of this one. There we go. Pop that So that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your support as ever. Please like this video, give it a subscribe. Go and listen to the new tune from last week on Spotify, Salty Sea Dog. And I'll see you next week for another roundup of what's happened. Take care of yourselves and see you all soon.